Hello, everybody. Hello, students of English VIII. Welcome to your third Zoom meeting of the class. And I'm really happy to have you in this third Zoom meeting. Let's remember that every single Zoom meetings are important in your learning process. Okay, so it's even it's not like a really we want to be in the Zoom meetings. Good afternoon, Orquídea. We want to be in the Zoom meetings, but let's try to do it. I know that some of you probably work during the week, but I think when we are responsible, we look for the chance, right? And we as the students must be responsible with our duties, with our studies. Okay, how are you doing, Orquídea Vanessa?
Good afternoon, teacher.
Good afternoon. Okay, so today we're gonna be working, or we're gonna be based on session 3. Okay, so we are a little bit late with the sessions, but we're gonna try to cover all the sessions. Okay, for today we're gonna be working on Unit 11, Life Little Lessons. For today we're gonna be watching the introductory video. Then we're gonna be uh, discovering what contents and activities we're gonna be focused on. Okay, we're gonna watch the video.
Hi students, welcome to English 8 session 3, Life's Little Lessons. In this session, we are going to start with a snapshot, rites of passage. We always remember special dates in our lives. This reading is talking about that. Dates like first job, first party, or probably wedding, or something important in your life. That's why we have this reading. So try to remember and try to see clauses in context. Becoming an adult is also something that has past information about things in the past. Then we have the practice exercise number 1. You need to read, answer questions, and match vocabulary. Our grammar focus this time is in time clauses. Time clauses like before, after, once, the moment, as soon as, until, by the time, and others. You will see a video using time clauses to make complex sentences. And then another practice exercises, then you will match some clauses. As we told, these are conjunctions, subordinating conjunctions. And we use them with the perfect time in the main clauses. Watch the video again, time clauses, and practice exercises. Write 8 sentences using the time clauses in the present. We also will learn how to express regret with should and shouldn't have plus past participle, talking about behaviors and personality. We are going to focus how to expressing regret and describing hypothetical situations. Also, we have some information about how to use should plus past participle.
So that is part of the content and activities that we're gonna be focused on this very particular session of the class. Okay, so for today in here we have a question. We had the very important questions. What are some important events in a person's life? For example, we're gonna take a little snapshot, and then we're going to have an answer to each questions Then outline important events in your life. Make a timeline and try to list some important events in your life. Be ready to share in class, okay? For example, when we are a newborn, first birthday, as a of our first 100 days as in South Korea. Also, it's really remarkable the first haircut, losing your first tooth, first day of a school. Uh, for girls, sweet 16 or sweet 15 as in Latin American. Of course, your very first formal job that are some important life events. High school graduation, that is something that we never forget. 10th birthday or 21st birthday as in the United States and Canada. College graduation, of course. Marriage, that is one of the most important steps to take in life. Becoming a parent when you have your first child, that is something very unforgettable. And retirement, when you are a very old person and you have worked a lot, then so you decided to retire, right? So I would like to ask to Orquídea Vanessa, Orquídea, what do you think about this important event? For example, do you remember when you have your 15 party? Do you remember when you have your sweet 15?
Fix, fix, 16.
Yes, when you have your patio, when you were celebrating your 15, your sweet 15. Do you remember how was it?
Fixed birthday of the 100 days.
I'm asking you about your 15, sobre sus 15 años, si nos puede compartir que cómo fueron, con algunas ideas cortas, ¿verdad?
Sería como decir, y si no tuve,
Really? Well, I didn't have my sweet 15.
I didn't. I
Have
have
my sweet
my sweet
15.
fix- 16.
Yes, but do you have your high school graduation?
Yes.
How was it?
Mm,
¿Cómo fue?
good.
It was good?
See?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, very good. Thank you, Orquídea. Also, guys, we're going to be having a read the conversation about becoming an adult. See time clauses in context. Uh, eh, Orquídea, I'm going to be Alan, and you are going to be Carol, okay?
Okay, teacher.
Okay. Eh, okay. So what were you like when you were younger?
When I was kid of irresponsible.
You really? What made you change?
Graduation from his school, high school.
What do you mean?
Graduation, no, will a graduation. I never had I any important responsibility, but then I went off the college.
I know what you mean. I was really immature when I was a teenager.
So what made you change?
I think I became more mature after I got my first job and moved away from home. Once I have a job, I became totally independent.
Where did you work?
I work for my dad at the bank. Thank you, Orquídea. Good job. Okay, so for today's lessons, we're gonna be talking about time clauses. We use the time clauses to describe an action that include a time clauses word. And here in English, the time clauses are before, antes, after, después, once, una vez, the moment, en el momento, as soon as, tan pronto como, until, hasta, by the time, por el tiempo, okay? So we use the time clauses to express actions, to describe actions related to the time. For example, before I had my first job, I was really immature. Antes que yo tuviera mi primer trabajo, era realmente inmaduro. So the time clauses in this example is before. The word is before, antes, right? Then we have the second example. After I got my first job, I became more mature. Eh, antes que, después que obtuve mi primer trabajo, me volví más maduro. Okay, so we use the time clauses to describe an action related to the time. Okay, also we have another example. Once I have a job, I become totally independent. Una vez que obtuve mi trabajo, me convertí totalmente independiente. Okay, so that is another time clauses that we have in order to describe an action. Number two, the moment I moved away from home, I felt a different person. En el momento que me mudé de casa, me sentí una persona diferente. Okay, so we use the time clauses to describe actions related to uh, time. Okay, that's the title. Time clauses, cláusula de tiempo. Okay. Number one in here, we have the grammatical rule. All clauses require a subject and a verb. Todas las cláusulas de tiempo requieren de un sujeto y de un verbo, ¿verdad? Si acaso ustedes se fijan, I es el verbo, perdón, el pronombre personal, had es el verbo. En este sentido, podemos articular statements tanto en presente, pasado, futuro. A time clause is a dependent clause. It can stand alone. It must be connected to a main clause. Una cláusula de tiempo es dependiente de otra cláusula. No se puede permanecer, digamos, una sola. Tiene que estar conectado, correlacionada con una cláusula principal. En este sentido, nosotros tenemos I have my first job, que sería the time clauses with the word before, and then we have the main clause that is I was really immature. Okay? The time clause can come before or after the main clause. La cláusula de tiempo puede posicionarse antes o después de la cláusula principal, ¿verdad? En este sentido la tenemos antes de la cláusula principal, ¿verdad? And number four, when the time clauses come before the main clause, a comma separates the two clauses. Algo muy importante, cuando la cláusula de tiempo está antes de la cláusula principal, una coma la separa las dos cláusulas, ¿ok? Si acá miramos, tenemos coma, in all here, in all the examples we have commas, ¿ok? Is it clear?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, thank you. And here we have a video tutorial about using time clauses to make complex sentences. Usando las cláusulas de tiempo para realizar oraciones complejas, ¿ok? Before I got a job, I was completely broke. Antes que yo tuviera mi trabajo, estaba completamente, digamos, en el dicho popular nicaragüense, palmado. I was completely broke. Estaba completamente palmado, ¿verdad? Si vemos la time clauses es before, tenemos luego la coma que separa las time clauses y al final tenemos la main clause, la cláusula principal, ¿verdad? And here we have some other examples. Now we're going to be doing the practice exercise. Match the clauses in column A with the appropriate information in column B. Okay, so we're going to get started and we're going to match. By the time I was 15, I didn't appreciate my own country. I began to understand the value of money. I learned that love can hurt. I realized that I wasn't a child anymore. I have learned how to take care of myself. I learned how to get along better with people. I have never saved my money. I hadn't understood the importance of good health. What do you think?
Teacher, suba.
What do you think? Letter C, letter D, letter E, letter F, letter G, letter H,
G.
G. I have never saved any money. Okay. G. Okay. Okay. I have never saved any money. Okay, that's your answer. Until I started working part-time, I didn't appreciate my own country. I began to understand the value of money. I learned that love can hurt. I realized that I wasn't a child anymore. I have learned how to take care of myself. I learned how to get along better with people. I hadn't understood the importance of good health. Which letter, Orquídea?
C, teacher.
C. Okay. Okay, those are your answers. The moment I got my first paycheck, I began to understand the value of money. I didn't appreciate my own country. What do you think?
A.
As soon as I left home, as soon as I left home, I will definitely say letter D. Okay. I realized that I wasn't a child anymore. Then we're going to continue. Once I started sharing an apartment, mm, I learned how to get along better with people.
F.
After I began a relationship, I learned that love can hurt. Okay.
Entonces está mal ahí.
Yes, of course.
Ah.
Yes. Una vez después que yo comencé una relación, aprendí que el amor duele. Is it true or is it false? ¿Es verdad o es mentira, Orquídea? What do you think about this?
Yes, teacher.
For sure, it's true, right? Love sometimes can hurt. Okay, number 7. Before I travel abroad, I didn't appreciate my own country. Okay, I didn't appreciate my own country before I travel abroad. Okay, so we're gonna wait. The internet is a little bit slow. Okay. I didn't appreciate my own country. Okay. Until I got really sick, I hadn't understood the importance of a good health with letter H. So we're gonna match until I started working part-time. The moment I got my first paycheck, I began to understand the value of money. Number two, we'll go with letter F. Okay. Until I started working part-time, I have learned how to care of myself. Okay, now we're gonna save and we're going to send our, oh, there it's a mistake on it, right? So we're gonna check in on it. Okay, by the time I was 15, I have learned how to take care of myself. This is the right answer. And the second one, until I started working part-time, I have never saved any money. Vice versa. ¿Ya vieron? Viceversa eran las respuestas.
Usted
Ah,
lo cambió así, yo lo había puesto así.
ajá. Y luego acá tenemos las respuestas correctas de las otras, ¿ok?
Okay.
Okay, very good. Also, guys, we're going to be learning about conjunctions or connectors. Conjunctions, we have once, as soon as. When one event happens, another event happens soon afterward. Once Sarah learned a little of Spanish, she was able to talk to her neighbors, the Delgados. As soon as you're hired for your first job, you feel more confident. The moment a particular point that uh, of the time when two events happen together. The moment John got married, he felt like an adult until to that time and then no longer. Until I met Donna, I hadn't known that friendship was. And also we have another conjunction, which is by the time one event is completed before another event. And by the time I graduated, I had already found a good job. So it means that also we can use these conjunctions to make assignments in English, and we can use it. It could be at the beginning or it could be at the end, okay?
Okay, teacher.
Also, we have the perfect time in main clauses. Point out the past perfect in the main clause with until and by the time. This shows that two events occur in the past, but meeting Donna, action one, happened before knowing what friendship was, okay? Talking about the perfect time in the main clauses. Also, we have another video tutorial related to time clauses before, after, once, as soon as. Also, is separated by comma, and then we have the main clauses. Okay, that is just a video tutorial. And then we're going to be able to learn about expressing regret and describing hypothetical situations. In this case, you should have plus the past participle to express regret. For example, I should have studied something more practical when I was in college. Básicamente utilizamos el should have más un verbo en pasado participio para expresar arrepentimiento. Yo debía haber estudiado algo más práctico cuando estaba en la universidad. I shouldn't have waited so long to choose a major. No debí de haber esperado tanto para escoger una carrera. Use would have plus the past participle to express probable outcomes in hypothetical situations. Use could have plus the past participle to express possible outcomes. If I have listened to my mother, I would have learned to play a musical instrument, okay? Also, if I hadn't been so irresponsible, I could have gotten better grades, ¿ok? Ok, en este sentido utilizamos would have más el pasado participio para expresar posibles resultados en situaciones hipotéticas. Por ejemplo, si yo hubiese escuchado a mi madre, yo hubiese aprendido a tocar un instrumento musical. Utilizamos could have más el pasado participio para expresar posibles resultados. Si yo no habría estado, no habría sido tan irresponsable, pude haber obtenido mejores notas, ¿ok? Ese es el uso que tenemos nosotros en gramática para expresar arrepentimiento y describir situaciones hipotéticas, ¿ok, Orquídea?
Okay, teacher.
Also should have plus past participle. I've studied something more. We have the contraction. I shouldn't have waited so long to choose, okay? And here we have contractions, affirmative and negative. We use should have to speculate about or imagine things that didn't or that did or didn't happen. Example, Mayan didn't study a practical subject, but now she realizes she should have. She waited too long to choose a major and now she regrets it. What do you suggest to help Maya feel better? Write your suggestions in your notebook. Be ready to share with a partner in class. Básicamente utilizamos el should have para especular sobre cosas imaginarias que pasaron o que no pasaron, ¿verdad? En este caso tenemos un ejemplo. Maya no quiso estudiar una asignatura práctica, ¿verdad? Ella se dio cuenta de que debió haber estudiado una asignatura práctica. Ella esperó demasiado para escoger una carrera y ahora se arrepiente, ¿verdad? En este sentido, ¿qué le recomendamos a Maya para que se sienta mejor? I should have studied something more practical while I was in college. Debí haber estudiado algo más práctico cuando estaba en la universidad. Then I shouldn't have waited so long to choose a major and so on, okay? Also, we have if plus the past participle or third conditional. In this case, we use the if plus the subject plus have plus the past participle. Use could and would have plus the past participle. This structure describes hypothetical situations in the past that would have clause shows what didn't happen, okay? And here at the end, we have a practice exercise. Match the clauses in column A with appropriate information in column B. Okay, so we're gonna get started. If I listen to my parents, I wouldn't have to borrow so much. I could have learned a lot more. I would have had more pragmatic decisions. I wouldn't have gained this weight. I could have gotten a promotion. Okay, I will say letter C. If I'd been more active, I wouldn't have to borrow so much. I could have learned a lot more. I will say letter B. If I'd been more ambitious, I wouldn't have to borrow so much. I wouldn't have gained all this weight. I couldn't have, I could have gotten a promotion. If I studied harder in school, I would have,
A.
mm, no, I would
I
say
will.
it's letter B. I could have learned a lot more. Yes.
Okay.
If I save money, if I save money, and this is with letter D, if I save money,
Okay.
I wouldn't have
I
to
want to
borrow
have
so
so
much.
much.
Yes, this one. Okay, there we go. We're gonna save and then we finish, okay? It means that all of them are correct answers, okay? If you notice, all of them are correct. Okay.
Okay.
Also, guys, you're gonna have a video tutorial about should have and shouldn't have, okay? With affirmative and negative statements for you to enhance your vocabulary in English. Then you're going to have an exercise that is going to be evaluated. You are going to write a letter of of apology, and this it goes and this goes for 2 points. Okay, you're going to write a letter of apology. Van a escribir una carta de disculpa, ¿verdad? Sí.
Ah, yo la hice, teacher, pero como de arrepentimiento, de algo que me arrepentía, entendí yo.
Okay, it's okay. No problem. No problem.
Usando will,
Uh-huh.
should
Uh-huh.
y pasado participio.
Exactly. Very good. I'm going to be shaking that exercise and I'm going to send your score. Okay.
Ok, teacher.
Then we're going to be having some vocabulary to enhance our our vocabulary, our knowledge in English. For example, we have nouns, we have pronouns, we have verbs, we have adjectives, adverbs, and some others, okay? And Orquídea, we have a practice exercise. Choose the correct time expressions to complete each sentence, okay? Good afternoon, Roxy Arias.
Hello, teacher. Sorry, I was busy.
No, it's okay, no problem. Welcome to the Zoom meeting. Uh,
Thank you.
after or until I traveled overseas, I hadn't know much about different cultures. Number one or number two?
Um, until
Until, until, until
I
I
think it's
traveled
until.
overseas, I hadn't know much about different cultures. Hasta que yo viajé overseas, no
This one,
había
teacher.
conocido. Ah,
This is one after.
after, okay. Okay, number two. After, before I got a full-time job, I have to live on a very light-minded budget. After or before?
Before.
Okay. Okay. By the time once I finish high school, I have already taken 3 college courses. By the time or once?
But time is like por el momento.
Ajá. Por el
Okay.
momento, por el...
Mm, I
Ajá.
think it's once in the second
Once.
one. Yeah.
Okay. Good. Okay. As soon as before I left for college, my mother turned my room into her office. One or two?
One. I think
Okay.
it's one.
Okay. Number five. Once until I left home, I realized how much my family meant to me. Once until.
What does it mean, teacher? Remember me?
Once
No, no, no. The
until.
word meant. No, in
Meant
that sentence.
significaron. Dice, cuando me dejé la casa, cuando me fui de casa, me di cuenta cuánto mi familia significaba para mí.
Okay, okay.
Yes.
I think it's one, the
Once I
first
left
one.
home, I realized how much my family meant to me. Una vez que me fui de casa,
Yeah.
me di cuenta lo mucho que mi familia significaba para mí. And number six, by the time, the moment you have a child, you feel totally responsible for him or her. By the time or the moment.
I don't know.
I will
The
say the
moment.
moment. The moment.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, we're going to submit our answers and we're going to discover, okay, we have one mistake, I think. Okay,
Oh,
so Number, you were correct. It
Ajá.
was until. You were correct. It was until, and then correct. Then we have by the time for number 3, okay? By the time. Number 4, as soon as. Number 5, once. Number 6, the moment, okay? And that is a practice exercise. Then you're going to have an exercise that is going to be evaluated. Write sentences which should not have to express regret about each person's situations. This exercise goes for 2 points, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Now, guys, we're going to be recovering session 4, okay?